Hey guys, welcome back to the channel for this Halloween tutorial. In order to get started on this scaly look Kevin was wearing in the Backstreet's Back video, we're gonna have to do some prep work. This is an awesome recipe that I got from Mikey here on YouTube, or Glam and Gore. I'm sure you have to have heard of her channel. She is like the queen of Halloween makeup, but basically it is a mixture of 1 part glycerin, 1 part clear gelatin, and 1.5 parts water mixed all together. Heat that mixture up at 15 to 20-second intervals. The goal is to get it warm and thinner than it already is, not to make it boil because that will change the consistency of the final product. You can see here I've put that warmed mixture into a syringe and I am just kind of piping or dotting it onto some wax paper so it doesn't stick. The first few dots that I make, you can see, are kind of a thicker consistency, and that's because I didn't heat it enough. So you do want to make sure and get this thoroughly warmed without hitting that boiling point. So a couple of rounds in the microwave, 15 to 20 seconds, should get you there, and then you'll ultimately get the perfect consistency to get smooth, kind of bubbleless circles here. The other thing to consider here is that these don't have to be perfect. If you look at his makeup in the video, they're very irregularly shaped. If you need someone to help you judge, enlist the help of your fur friend. This is Dallas. He's here to help, and the shadow that you will see consistently throughout the left half of this prep work portion of the video. Once you have some dots, and I mean a lot of dots, you can wait probably 30 seconds, safer if you wait a minute for those to dry before they peel super cleanly off of the wax paper. And from there, I should have used some clean wax paper so you could really see what I was doing. Sorry about that, guys, but the gist is that you're going to take some more of that warmed gelatin glycerin mixture, spread 1 row onto your wax paper, and then start lining up your dots along that row and then layering those rows up to create your pieces. You'll need 3 of them for this look: 1 smaller piece for the jawline, 1 larger piece for your under eye area, and then another larger piece for your brow area. But this is roughly the kind of product you are after. This is actually my first attempt at making this. I did ultimately get pieces that stuck together a little bit better, as you'll be able to see here. And then to go about applying them, I used lash glue. This is Esquido's Companion long-lasting bond, and the main takeaway here is just to focus on applying that adhesive to the outer perimeter of your scale pieces so that they really blend seamlessly into your skin and you don't have to worry about them kind of pulling up or coming off as the night progresses. Now on to the fun part. This is like next level adult coloring. I am taking the Makeup Forever Flash palette, but really any face paint you find at the drugstore or anywhere else will do. I'm just creating a mixture of green and yellow to create a lime or a brighter green color, and I'm applying that on my eyes. This just seemed like a less daunting place to start because it's pretty uniformly one color, not a lot of shading. And then I'm moving to the chin area. Personally, if you guys are like me and you don't do a whole lot of body painting or effects or things like that, this was the easiest place for me to start because I could kind of get a feel for exactly how the face paints perform. It's not a place that's going to get easily seen, especially as I put my hair down, and so it was just a nice way to test out how the face paint adheres to the effects and just how blendable and easy it is to work into the skin. Just a little tip if this is not your everyday makeup look. Then I am moving into the darker green to add some depth and shading beneath that jaw piece. Next, I'm taking a clean brush and moving into the blue shades. I'm just taking the blue shade in this flash palette. The deepest, kind of brightest blue you have will probably work since you're going to be layering pigments and shadows over top of this. And I'm applying that to my brows because that's really where the deepest blue of this entire look is. Starting with my brows, moving that slightly up the gelatin piece, and then I'm taking a larger brush and applying a very thin layer of that to the rest of my face. Then I'm taking a mixture of white and that same blue color, and I'm using that to kind of highlight areas of my face, down the bridge of my nose, the tops of my cheekbones, pretty much where you would a natural highlight. And then I'm going in with a smaller but densely packed brush to blend the edges of where all those colors meet, just to make sure there are no harsh lines and make sure everything's really nice and smooth before I go and lay the shadows over top. Speaking of, the first shadow I'm using is a basic matte black. This is what I'm going to use to create that super dramatic brow that he has going on in the video, and I'm applying that directly over my natural brow as well as wherever that extends to across the gelatin piece. This, and actually all the shadows I use, are from Makeup Forever, but they're easy to replicate. There's nothing super complex about them. The most important thing, I think, is that they are shimmery, or all except the matte black that I just used on my brow is, which for the record is Makeup Forever's M100. Then I went in and applied a deep metallic blue, the shade I220, and I started patting that just above the black to start creating a gradient, but it wasn't quite the contrast I wanted, so I went in with actually a turquoise, which is metallic. This is ME230 for Makeup Forever, and I applied that over top and extended that even farther into the brow. Then, to emphasize all of those highlighted areas as well as apply to my lips, I'm going in with the shade ME122, which is basically a super frosty or pearlescent white. Next, I'm taking that same metallic turquoise from before and applying that to my under eye area. And then going in with a metallic chartreuse. This is I340, and applying that not only to the green makeup I put slightly around my nose, but I'm also using that to set the cream makeup on my eye, because you definitely don't want that creasing throughout the night. Going back with that super deep metallic blue that I used early on above my brows, I'm now using it to create some contours. I'm applying it through the hollows of my cheeks and also running it around my mouth so that my face looks especially chiseled and with extra depth. Then I'm going in with that teal from earlier, and I'm using that to add a little bit more definition to the top of that jaw piece. If you find that your makeup is looking splotchy like this, the easiest way to remedy that is to layer it up. Or if it's along your jawline, you just put your hair down and it becomes all dark and shadowy and mysterious. You just don't have to worry about it. For the rest of my face, I pretty much go about doing a very light everyday makeup. First, starting with the concealer slash brightener. This is Charlotte Tilbury's The Retoucher, in case you're curious, and I just blend that in my under eye area, around my nose, my chin, really anywhere where I need just a hint of extra coverage. Then I go in with a blush and fill my brows with It Cosmetics Brow Power, and then give my my lashes a few good coats of mascara. And in case you're wondering, because I know a lot of you had questions in my Scarlet Witch tutorial, both those contacts as well as this one came from visiondirect.com. And that's it. That is everything you need to create this Backstreet's Back inspired tutorial. The only other thing you may need to do is just nail down some dance moves. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!